Mr. Kelly.
The director of FinTrack, when appearing at the committee, talked about the administrative burden of FinTrack and her stated goal of reducing the administrative burden of compliance. Do you support the director in that?
I do think that we constantly have to be thinking not only about our objective in terms of ensuring we have the information and the goal of trying to make sure that businesses aren't inappropriately burdened with administrative complexity.
We've heard that compliance is a huge burden on industries and various industries, including real estate, which you identified in your opening remarks. We've also heard that some of the reporting requirements seem arbitrary and not that don't actually target suspicious activity, just merely activity that meets a threshold. Do you support addressing this issue and ensuring that we actually target suspicious behavior rather than just meeting threshold targets?
I think it'll be important for us to hear back from the committee. So if the committee has observations on the kind of information that's being currently asked for and the approach to doing that, we'll be pleased to take those thoughts into consideration.
In your response to Mr. Albus's question, I want to make sure I understood you correctly. So you support the goal of establishing a beneficial ownership registry. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, I've made clear really over a period of years that that we need to have the understanding of the beneficial owners of corporations and trusts in our country.
Or publicly accessible, or if not publicly, then by whom?
This is an area where we are, as I said, working with the provinces to make sure the information is available, and ensuring that information is available is the first step. Obviously, having this information is what will enable us to.
We'll have it though. What would be your recommendation of the type of registry that's established? Publicly accessible or not?
We'll continue to work with the provinces to get to a conclusion that will be able to be engineered for the entire country. And again, I'd be happy to hear from the committee on your ideas based on the insights you've gained from your witnesses.
Opportunity for your own input now. You can tell us what you prefer.
Yeah, and I will have continuing opportunity for input, as you can imagine.
All right. So the CRA would have access to this registry?
We clearly are seeking to make sure that we have information on organizations so that we can ensure that they're compliant with our tax laws. So that is obviously the intent.
The Ethics Commissioner.
If you have recommendations for us in terms of the information and where you think it should be accessible, we're happy to listen to that. We'll always have to balance the issue of privacy against the issue of the accessibility of that information and the reasons for the information.
Any thoughts on where the balance between privacy and the public interest might lie with politically at-risk people like parliamentarians?
As a parliamentarian, I'm sure you have a point of view on this, and we'd be happy to hear your point of view.
Right. How much time have we got left?
Got about a minute.
All right. Well, Dan, I think, has a question.
Yes. Thank you again,